Auburn Blitz is now on the air, your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your host, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle,
Hello again, everyone, and good Wednesday afternoon. Welcome into the latest edition of the Auburn Blitz. I am Andy Graham alongside Jeremy Jeffcoat. We'll be with you for the next hour, as always, taking your comments, taking your phone calls, 256-234-6221, talking about everything going on in the world of Auburn athletics. And as the world turns, these are the days of our lives.
These are indeed the days of our lives.
In Auburn, Alabama.
But it's interesting stuff.
It is interesting,
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you. We'll talk about that a little bit more. Obviously, some news yesterday. Landon King, who had previously said that he was going to redshirt the rest of the year, and because he had one catch on the year, he had decided to shut things down. He was going to redshirt this year, and he said he had no plans to enter the transfer portal. And then yesterday he said, I'm entering the transfer portal. He thanked Gus Malzahn for recruiting him from Texas. He lauded Auburn University, talked about how much he loved it, talked about how much he loved his teammates, talked about everything, and did not mention Brian Harsin one single time.
No.
That seems to be, there again, that's interesting.
It's not seems to be. It is what it is.
Yeah.
It was an indirect shot at Brian Harsin.
Yeah. So the story comes out afterward, SI.com, as well as some Auburn writers as well, that Brian Harsin says, you know, they came to him. I think he came to Landon King and with the coaching staff. This is what's being reported, that they said, you know, would you be willing to play if you're needed? He said, no, I'm done for the year. And Brian Harsin said, no, look, you're on scholarship. You either play if you're not injured, or you be available to play, or you enter the transfer portal. He entered the transfer portal. That's on the heels of Zykevious Walker leaving earlier in the week and J.J. Evans leaving, wide receiver leaving earlier in the year. Now, there's two different stories here that we can talk about. Number one, and again, I go back and look at the numbers. I'll just throw this out there as, you know, the precursor here. 2019 class, 2020 class, 2021 recruiting classes for Auburn University. Three classes. Auburn brought in, enrolled, not recruited, enrolled a total of 66 players in those three classes. 33 are left.
Yeah.
33 have left. Half of those three classes are gone.
And it kind of gives you a good idea of where you are. Because 19, 20, and 21 should be the classes. Look, I know that there are fifth-year seniors on the team and then fourth-year guys, and that's everywhere. In the Southeastern Conference, your team is built around the last three recruiting classes, not 4 or 5. You know,
that
unless
2002,
you're Vandy, right?
you know, 2002, a lot of those guys are true freshmen. They're here a part of this team. Some of them are making an impact, but those guys are. You're not really counting on those guys to come in exactly right now.
Yeah, the base of your class is the last three, the previous three.
Right.
Recruiting classes. So.
And I just went back and looked. You could even go back a year earlier, 2018. Auburn brought in 23 guys, and 10 of those guys left. And that's not including Sean Shivers and Big Cat Bryant, who, they gave Auburn 3 years, played, and got on the field, and they were somewhat productive. Not real productive, but they were productive to some degree, and then left, kind of as a senior. That's kind of common college football now.
There are two ways to me that you can look at this situation, right?
Okay.
And I'm a bit of a traditionalist, right? I never want to be the get off my lawn old guy, right? I never want to be that guy. So you always have to look at things in the context of the time.
Right.
But there is an old school mentality too. The coach should decide who plays and who doesn't, right? Mm-hmm. A player should not. Well, I'm not getting enough opportunity, so I'm gonna make this a redshirt year. Well, we may need you, so I'll decide if you're going to play or not, because I'm the coach and that's my job. At the same time, I do think there has to be a level of communication between the coaching staff and the player on what the plan is for that player, so that going into the year, during the year, going in, you are a vital piece of this, or you are a complementary piece of this, or we're looking at you as a redshirt candidate, so that going through what happens, right? And so I think there's two ways of looking at this. Obviously, this may not be the last domino.
Oh, I don't think there's any question.
Yeah, and this goes back to an argument that I made, and I'll relate it back even earlier, but a couple of weeks ago. If the decision's been made, if Brian Harsin is not going to be the coach at Auburn next year, then I think you make the move. For a couple of reasons. Number one, Auburn has a chance to win some games down the stretch here. I think Auburn can compete with Arkansas. Sure. Stopping the run is going to be very tough, but I think Auburn can compete with Arkansas, Mississippi State, Texas A&M, Western Kentucky, right? Sure. There's 4 games on there that are not lost causes, right? But here's my question. Well, if you make the move, then what are your chances of winning those? Well, are they any better or worse if you make the move? If Zach Etheridge were the interim coach right now, do Auburn's chances get worse of beating Arkansas?
I can't imagine they do.
Okay. Then you're not helping this season. You're not preventing players from transferring. There is no reason, once the decision is made, there's no logical reason not to make the move. And I think even further, when you've got an interim athletic director, it is the best time to go ahead and do it, because you're going to hire a permanent athletic director. I would much rather my permanent athletic director's first official action not be cleaning up the mess of the previous.
Right.
So now I've got a chance with an interim AD to make the move. Maybe Zach Etheridge can clean some things up in terms of communication with the players, and maybe there's a little more buy-ins in Auburn, man, this kind of thing. And maybe there's a little more of that. Maybe it helps a little bit this season. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe this season's just going to be what it's going to be. But it allows me now to hire a permanent athletic director with the eye on the future, rather than, hey, welcome to the job, by the way. Kind of ugly around here. You're going to have to fire that guy. Yeah. I think the opportunity was there in the open week to make that move, and I think it was a missed opportunity. And I'll take it back even further. I wondered aloud in February or January, had it gone too far for this relationship to ever be repaired? Once you went through that whole investigation thing, whether you think the investigation was warranted, not warranted, how it was handled, how poorly it was handled, whatever, who's at fault, whatever it is. Had it gone too far at that point to come back? And so, I don't know. I think this is not a good sign moving forward.
Like I said, there's 2 different discussions here. On the one hand, as far as the 33 players have left the class, now you've had a coaching change, so there's going to be some attrition. There's going to be attrition with every program, but half of your class from the last 3 recruiting classes, 19, 20, 21, that's not normal. That is not good. It dates back even to Gus Malzahn. So this is a problem that is ongoing. Brian Harsin has only made it worse. So there's that part of it, and that is extremely concerning. You brought in 36 4-stars in those 3 classes. 20 of them have left. 20 of them have left. So there's that part of it. Now, to the other part of the conversation that you were talking about and you brought up, we had this conversation, I think, last week.
Yeah.
I think I'm on Brian Harsin's side here when you get a player that says, I'm not going to play. Kid, I gave you a scholarship to play football. If you're not injured, you're going to play football.
Right.
This business about, I'm going to not play this year. No. I get it. We're trying to empower the players and all this, but that's a bridge too far for me. So I'm actually on Brian Harson's side about that, with saying, if you don't want to play, hit the transfer portal.
I am too, but having said that, I am like I said, I'm with you on that. I think most of these kind of issues can be headed off at the pass, so to speak, with the right level of professional communication coming in. Right? There's a great story I was told, and before I came here 12 years ago or so, I lived in Foley for 5 years. And I knew DJ Fluker pretty well. He worked part-time at a sports place down there, and he had a similar situation his true freshman year. About 4 or 5 games into the season, he hadn't gotten to play and mouthed off to an assistant coach that he might as well transfer. And I don't have to tell you how that went over with the guy in the corner office, who explained to him that by redshirting him that year, he was going to make him an additional $20 million in the NFL, and he needed to take that money and shut up. Now, that's a communication thing. Here's why I'm doing it, right? Now, if I'm doing it so you can have 2 catches on the season, but I'm doing it just to express my dominance, that's not proper communication.
Yeah, the point is that Landon King has 1 catch. Yeah. And 5 and 6 in his career.
Yeah.
That's the problem. I understand why. I understand from his perspective why he's doing it, and he's justified in doing it. But in the end, though, in the situation, the way it plays out, it's a bad look.
It's quite honestly, it's potential evidence of mismanagement.
Yeah. We got to take a break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice. Bice Motors.
Concrete Basement and Walls, LLC, 205-229-0234. Call owner Eric McKenzie now to get your free quote now. 205-229-0234. Concrete Basement and Walls, LLC.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
Finding a job might be tough, but starting your new career has never been easier. Wellborn Cabinet in Ashland has a wide array of career opportunities with benefits. General labor production, skilled cabinet builders, product assembly line, shipping, over-the-road truck drivers, clerical, marketing, security, daycare, office clerks, and so much more. Apply in person, 38669 Highway 77 South in Ashland, or online at wellborn.com. Building cabinets, building careers, and building our community.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau Tritoons, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hey, it's Brett Pritchard, and I'm here to tell you all about Sims Foods, who you know better as Wickles Pickles. Wickles Pickles, that 90-year-old recipe, wickedly delicious. Relish, okra, and pickles. From Saturday sandwiches, tailgate snacks, to holiday dinners with your family and friends. From their family to yours, Wickles Pickles, those wickedly delicious pickles.
Wickles Pickles, wickedly delicious pickles.
Concrete Basement and Walls LLC, 205-229-0234. Call owner Eric McKenzie now to get your free quote now. 205-229-0234. Concrete Basement and Walls LLC.
No monthly payments till after the holidays at Glenn Smith in Opelika.
Enjoy big discounts on Chevrolet Buick and GMC SUVs. How about a brand new Chevrolet Buick or GMC with no payments till next year? New Chevy Equinox as low as $329 a month. New Buick Enclaves up to $5,000 off. New GMC Terrains up to $6,000 off.
Get 0% financing, no payments till next year at Glenn Smith in Opelika. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and JJ here with you. About 45 more minutes left in today's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. We are brought to you each and every day by Russell Do-It Center. They got 10 locations around central Alabama for all your building supply, home decor, tools, whatever it might be. Go and check them out today. That's Russell Do-It Center. Give us a call, 256-234-6221. Let us know what's on your mind. How do you feel about this? I would love your opinion about the Landon King situation. How do you feel about the players just saying, I'm just going to sit out. I'm on a red shirt this year. And the coach saying, no, look, you either play if you're healthy, you're available to play, or you're going to play, or you hit the transfer portal. Now, having said that, clearly, and as we went to break, the point is that Landon King clearly showed some possibility with his play and the way that he played in the end of last year, at the beginning of this year, and he never could get on the field. He had 6 catches. He had 1 catch this year. So I completely understand his perspective of wanting to do that. And, it goes back to the coaching staff mismanaging of players. There's also, you said, has it gone too far? The answer to that is yes. It has gone. Look, there are so many factors. I can't imagine. And please call in and let me know if I'm wrong. But if there's anybody out there we've had a couple of callers this year that have called in and said, look, I think we still need to give him some time. I think this relationship is so soured right now. There is no coming back. I'm on board with Terry now. If Brian, I think Brian Harsin is if he sees exactly what's going on. I have no delusions. I think he knows this is the end, and he doesn't. I think he thinks this is the worst mistake he's ever made. That when he came to Auburn, obviously I'm not in his head, but how could he not? Yeah. Coaching at Boise and then giving that up to come here to Auburn. That this relationship is beyond repair. The fans have checked out. The players now, I think you're going to see a mass exodus. This is just the beginning of that. So Auburn's 3-9 in their last 12. You've got the best recruiting class in 30 years in the state of Alabama, and you're getting hardly any of them. You're not getting any of them.
Is it 1-9 in the last 10 SEC games, or something like that? 1-8 in the last 9, something like that.
That sounds about right. Well, you lost 5 straight last year, and you've 3-4 this year, and the only 2 wins were the
one
Missouri,
SEC win,
and the other was out of conference. So that's So that it's just I think this ship has sailed, and as you said, what are you waiting for? Well, Chris Roberts, the president, from everything that I've heard, is the kind of guy that says, look, no, we don't make a decision like that in the middle of the year. We wait and evaluate the whole season at the end.
See, I think and you've probably heard this a couple of times. I know I did. There's always that you get that. Well, look, you might as well just write it out. It's not, it can't get any worse. Oh, I promise you. When you think it can't get worse, it can get worse.
Yeah. And we may be headed that way. And Auburn's been competitive. The only team they haven't been competitive with is really Georgia and Penn State. And I say, but they were even competitive with Penn State for a half. It got away in the second half.
Yeah.
But they were really not that competitive with Georgia. That's really the only one. So if you continue to be competitive, and I don't know why Auburn would not have at least a reasonable opportunity to beat Arkansas,
right?
And Penn and Mississippi State and Texas A&M and Western Kentucky for that matter. If let's say you win 2 out of those 4, I mean, you're still competing hard and those kind of things. But if you go out and get beat, as Brett said,
I again ask the question:
you get beat by 2 touchdowns or 17 points Saturday by Arkansas, then it may change the feeling.
If you go 0-4 in those 4 games, is Brian Harsin back?
Oh, no.
If you go 1-3?
No.
If you go 2-2?
No.
If you go 3-1?
I don't think so.
Okay. So, again, I go back to my question. What is the benefit of Brian Harsin still being at Auburn today? Is there any benefit whatsoever to it, and is it only causing more harm for whatever future regime takes over, right? In the program as a whole. So, again, my question stands. If Zach Etheridge were the interim head coach today and Brian Harsin were back in Boise, does Auburn stand a better or worse chance of winning any of those 4 games?
I guess,
or is it about the same?
You might have to factor in that you wonder if Eric Keesaw and Jeff Schmedding would, if you fired Brian Harsin.
Would they quit in protest?
Would they quit? Yeah,
No,
their Boise
well,
guy.
I've never seen people do that. I guess it's possible.
Yeah.
I would say this, as assistant coaches doing that, it would put you on a very short list of hard-to-hire assistant coaches at other places, because that's not what you're expected to do as an assistant coach.
Well, you figure Brian Harsin's going to get a job somewhere else. They'll just say, well, we'll just go in.
Yeah, maybe.
But,
Take a mighty big risk, but I don't think so.
That seems unlikely.
Yeah.
But even if it did, I'm fairly certain there's some people on staff that could probably fill that role about as well as being filled right now.
Yeah. So again, is there a better, worse component to the chances of winning any of these 4 games with or without Brian Harsin? Does he make a difference in these next 4 games?
Auburn's got a football game Saturday.
Yeah.
They play Arkansas.
Yeah.
A lot going on leading up to that game. But they actually will play football on Saturday. We'll actually talk about that game a little bit when we come back. Don't go anywhere. More to come right after this.
Growing your business isn't just one thing, it's a million little things. Should you lease, rent, or own? How fast can you get that part? Does it fit the budget? That's what your local cat dealer is here for. With expert advice, flexible financing, and industry-leading equipment, you can get the job done, day after day. Visit ThompsonCat.com, your compact equipment provider.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Frontline Outfitters provides all your aftermarket parts for your cars, trucks, and as well as your professional tinting solutions for auto, residential, and commercial buildings. Frontline Outfitters also handles vinyl wraps, spray-in bed liners, truck accessories, LED lighting, paint correction and detailing, and much more. Make sure Frontline Outfitters of Alexander City is your first call for tinting and aftermarket solutions. Call us today, 256-409-8100.
The interstate is backed up this morning due to an accident.
So you don't like sitting still on the interstate? Get the free Algo traffic app. With Algo, you'll have the information you need to avoid problems on your route, to work, to home, to the beach. Traffic backups, wrecks, lane closures, all with current info and live traffic camera feeds. Know before you go with Algo Traffic, ALGO Traffic from the Alabama Department of Transportation. Get it today and arrive on time.
Lake Martin Garage, located on Highway 280 in Jackson's Gap, has been serving our area since 1993. From routine maintenance such as oil changes, tune-ups, and rotating and balancing your tires, to transmission and engine repair, our trained and certified mechanics will get you back on the road better than before. Need a tow? With a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week towing service, Lake Martin Garage has local and long-range pickup. Trust your vehicle needs to the professionals at Lake Martin Garage. Call 256-825-6139, or better yet, stop in and see them today. Lake Martin Garage.
Russell Building Supply and Home Center is just around the corner in a brand new convenient location with a wide selection of grills, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. The new store offers more home improvement items along with other helpful conveniences like a drive-through lumber yard and our Best Rewards program, making it an ideal destination for do-it-yourselfers and professional contractors. Get ready for game day on the plains by stocking up on all your Auburn tailgating gear at Russell Building Supply and Home Center.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
For more than 40 years, Ingram Equipment Company has helped companies, towns, and cities with their dirtiest, most challenging jobs by providing the very best equipment and by helping them keep in tip-top working condition. IEC represents leading manufacturers such as Heil garbage truck bodies, Timco sweepers, Step pothole patchers, and many more. We proudly support all athletes and teams that compete across the state and wish them good luck this year. Ingram Equipment Company, ingramequipment.net.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and JJ here with you for about 30 more minutes left in today's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. We are brought to you each and every day by Big Fish Real Estate for all your real estate needs here in the Lake Martin area as well as down there on the coast. Give them a call today, 551-BIG-FISH, or look them up, bigfishlakemartin.com. As I mentioned, Auburn and Arkansas, very similar records. Arkansas 4-3, Auburn 3-4, but both 1-3 in the league. You know, Arkansas started off strong. They got that nice win over Cincinnati to begin the season, but it all kind of went south on them. You know, they went to Dallas or Arlington and played Texas A&M, a reeling Texas A&M team.
Well, I don't know that A&M was reeling at the time.
Well, they weren't good, though.
Yeah, but now they're reeling.
Oh, they're reeling now, but you could tell they were not the team that we thought they were going to be at that time. And you know, Arkansas comes in and they look like, I mean, the first quarter they go up and down the field, and they're about to go up, I think, 21 to, maybe it was 21-0. It could have been 21-7. I'm not sure. But KJ Jefferson dives from the 5, comes woefully short, fumbles. A&M runs it back for a touchdown, and it's like Arkansas has never been the same.
Yeah.
Really, from that moment, they end up doinking a field goal,
Yeah, but
and they lose 3 straight.
That's the thing. That's a game you should have won. You doinked the field goal.
Absolutely.
But then you have the game without KJ Jefferson. They are a different team without KJ Jefferson.
They get run off the field at Mississippi State.
Yeah. So I do think I think Arkansas has a chance to turn their season around and still finish maybe 8-4. You know what I mean? Something like that. But obviously this weekend will go a long way towards determining that.
Yes, it will. They come in after having gone on the road. It kind of got back right a little bit offensively. I don't quite know what to make of BYU. I thought they were a pretty decent team earlier in the year, but I'm not real sure. They lost last week to some. I also ran. I can't remember, but it was a really bad loss. But nonetheless, Arkansas comes in. Their defense not very good. They give up a lot of points. They give up a lot of yards. They do. Drew Sanders I think he leads the SEC, or he's the reason that Arkansas leads the SEC in sacks per game. But that's about all they can. That's about all they can do. They can't really. You can't really slow you down in much any other way. Now Auburn's offense struggling. Now I think that's pretty fair to say. Although they found something against Ole Miss and were able to put some points up on the board. So Arkansas is going to run the ball. That's Auburn's weakness. If they can do that and they do that successfully, it's going to be a long day for Auburn.
The scary number of this game is Arkansas is 9th in the country and 2nd in the SEC in rushing yards per game. Auburn, by contrast, is what defensively?
204 yards a game.
204 allowed per game. That's 119th in the country.
That's
and
not good.
Last in the SEC.
That's not good.
Yeah.
And 740 yards in the last 2 games.
Yeah.
Against Georgia and Ole Miss.
Yeah.
That is historic.
And those are 2 very good running teams.
That is historic.
But Arkansas is a good running team too. So, yeah, it could be.
Could you give up 1,000 yards in 3 games?
What have they given up so far?
740
in
2 games.
Yeah. It's possible to give up 260 this weekend. Hopefully they won't, but it's possible.
That if they give up 260 rushing yards to Arkansas, I don't see them winning this game.
No.
I don't know. I mean, it's going to take probably 35 points to win.
I think it depends on game flow, right? If Auburn is able to take advantage of Arkansas's kind of porous defense themselves, string together some first downs, you know what I mean? You get through that first quarter and the score's 7-3 one way or the other, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And you just kind of, if you're Auburn, your goal is shorten this game and get to the fourth quarter with a chance, right? Just hold the ball, shorten the game, get to the fourth quarter with a chance. I don't think you want to try to run up and down the field, because if I got to pick an offense to run up and down the field with out of those 2, it's going to be Arkansas.
Yeah, the thing that scares you is KJ Jefferson's running ability.
Yeah.
When things break down, and scheduled or called runs. That could be a big problem for Auburn.
It's also, look.
He is a load.
Arkansas's, third in the SEC in pass efficiency. So they're, while they're not a great passing team by any stretch, they're not terrible either.
No.
So
they're efficient.
They're efficient, yes.
They have turned the ball over 9 times. They have gained 9 turnovers. So they are even on the turnover margin. Auburn has turned the ball over 16 times in 7 games. Again, that is not good.
No.
They have only turned their opponent over 5 times. So therein lies one of the biggest problems for this Auburn football team. If you continually give the ball away and give possessions away, it's going to be near. They're if you do everything perfect, it's not a guarantee that you're going to win. So there is just so little margin for error with this team right now, and especially confidence-wise. If they come out and turn the ball over a couple times in the first half, it's just, I mean, it may end up being that you get beat by 17, 21 points. So that's one of the biggest things. Robbie Ashford is a big part of that. He has had trouble hanging on to the football. He has, and that's not even the ones that get turned over either. I mean, you know, he fumbles and, you know, you find yourself in 2nd and 18 instead of, you know, that kills the drive already. So there are many aspects to it, but holding on and securing the football. That sounds like the old. I mean, that is about as old school as it gets. Just don't turn the ball over.
Don't turn the ball over. Yeah,
that's one of the biggest ones. So, don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
At CNT Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Something big is coming. Something so big, it'll change the world of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce, because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich. All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
76% of nurses say they went into the profession because they wanted to help patients. No matter the reason you decided to become a nurse, you have all the tools needed to advance your degree at Jacksonville State University. Our Master's in Nursing program is now offered fully online and can be completed in less than 2 years. You can customize a flexible course schedule so you can receive your advanced education degree all while working on the front line. JSU Nursing, your opportunity to advance your career and serve your community.
Country Clipper zero-turn mowers are designed for comfort, accessibility, and ease of use. Only Country Clipper offers your choice of steering options with industry-exclusive joystick steering or twin lever steering. Their patented stand-up deck, standard on every model, allows for quick access to the underside of the deck for routine maintenance. With a wide front step and optional handrail, getting on or off your mower has never been easier. Stop by Fun Carts of Opelika today for a test drive. Country Clipper mowers, designed for you. Fun Carts of Opelika, located at 618 Lee Road 113 in Opelika, Alabama.
Hey, this is Doug Roberts, long-term resident of Alexander City. I sold my house with Century 21 Lake Area Realty because all my life I had heard that to sell a house you need 3 things: location, location, location. I found out there's actually 4. You need location, 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 and Rhonda Gaskins at Century 21 Lake Area Realty to sell your house fast.
Call me today and let me go to work for you. 256-749-3644.
2 nights, 1 weekend at ATL Live. Friday, November 11th, his first concert ever at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, Billy Joel. With Lionel Richie and Sheryl Crow. And Saturday, November 12th, 8-time Grammy winner Chris Stapleton with Miranda Lambert, Dwight Yoakam, and more. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Don't miss ATL Live, powered by Ticketmaster.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
Brubaker Motors in Montgomery is the largest and fastest growing used car dealership in the River Region. You can absolutely get a better buy at Brubaker. It's better at Brubaker.com.
Brubaker, 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 Brubaker.
absolutely get a better buy at Brubaker.
BREWBAKER. BREWBAKER.com.
It's better at Brubaker.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and JJ here with you. Just a couple more segments left in today's show, brought to you each and every day by Mortgage Pro, the Eric McKinley team. Saving people thousands of dollars each and every year on their home mortgage. Give them a call today. 256-397-0248. 256-397-0248. Got some comments coming through, JJ. Jim says, it's a business deal. Player gets a free education for playing. If he don't play, don't pay for his classes. I would kind of agree with that. John says, do you think that NIL caused all this mess with players saying they don't want to play?
No. Look, every player that signs at Auburn, Florida, Tennessee, Alabama, LSU, Georgia, South Carolina, on down the list of SEC schools, every player that signs there has the potential to be a multimillionaire in 3 to 5 years. And that's been 30 years running, right? Since NFL contracts got to the size they are. And so I think players looking out for, am I wasting a year of eligibility versus, that I don't think that's new. I don't think that's an NIL function.
Yeah. Brett says, no way Auburn stops Arkansas on the ground. Can we slow them down? I think that is the question.
Over under 175.
Stop them? Probably not. I would, judging by everything that's happened, I would have to go over. I think, if maybe 180, maybe we could hold them to 180.
Yeah.
I think Auburn would have a chance to win if you did that. John says, who is the quarterback for Saturday? I'm assuming it will be Robbie Ashford and KJ Jefferson will be the starters for Auburn and Arkansas.
That will be more than likely.
I would guess that. But some SEC games this past weekend. I was surprised that LSU ran Ole Miss off the field.
Only a little bit. I thought honestly, I thought it was one of those games where Ole Miss they almost didn't look all that interested. You know what I mean? But LSU's been improving. By the way, they've got true freshmen at both tackle positions, by the way. But
And by the way, a win over Alabama and LSU all of a sudden, with a win over Ole Miss,
controls our own destiny.
Controls our own destiny.
Yeah, which is crazy.
who would have thought that at the beginning of the year?
But LSU's gotten better, and it was 45-20, but it was one of those where once it got away, it really got away. It's just one of those where I think I still think Ole Miss is really good, and I think LSU has become pretty darn good.
South Carolina outgained, they don't look very good, but yet they continue to win.
I mean, I don't know what else to do except you got to give that coaching staff credit. They're finding a way.
Yep. No problem. Alabama didn't play their cleanest game.
I thought some of that was kind of by design. Offensively, I thought preserving the shutout in the second half was the number one goal. And I thought, because, look, Bryce Young can throw for more than 249 yards if you want him to.
Yeah.
And he threw it 35 times. If he throws it 45, 50 times, he's throwing for 400 and probably a couple more touchdowns. But that wasn't really the plan. I think Saturday was kind of about getting defense right.
They have certainly owned Mississippi State when it comes to the defense, for sure. Miami turns the ball over 8 times and loses to Duke.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think Cristobal and people are going.
Well, I think it's first year, and you always kind of have to write it off a little bit.
Do you chalk it up? Okay.
Second year is always the good judge of a coach to me.
8 times they turned the ball.
Yeah, that's horrible.
That is woof. TCU remains undefeated. Syracuse no longer undefeated. TCU, are they legitimate?
I mean, I think they're good. Are they a national championship contender? No. But I could see a situation where they run the table and win the Big 12 and get in the playoff and, get housed in the first round and go on.
Clemson looks like a team that will win the ACC, go undefeated, and get housed in
the first round, yes.
They do not look like a good team.
DJ Uiagalelei, or however you say it.
Ukulele?
Am I close?
I don't know. Ungalele, yeah.
Is not going to win you a championship at Clemson.
No, I don't think so. I think you're probably right about that. Missouri is at South Carolina this week. That's another opportunity for a win.
I really like South Carolina in that game. Yeah.
Kentucky at Tennessee. Any chance the Wildcats?
Fascinating game.
Any chance for the Wildcats to go
yes, and I'll tell you why. I think this is the biggest test. This is a bigger test for Tennessee than Alabama. In the grand scope of things, is Tennessee a true championship contender? Or are they just a really good team that had a really good home game against Alabama and won? Because this is the classic trap game. They got Georgia coming up, coming off of the Alabama thing. Now you get a pretty good Kentucky team. Will Levis is playing. You get a pretty good Kentucky team coming in there. If Tennessee
they've had a week off.
If Tennessee is all business, handles Kentucky easily, then I think we can start looking at that Tennessee-Georgia game as both being legitimate contenders. If Tennessee falls for that trap game, things could get weird.
Don't call it the cocktail party in Jacksonville. Any chance for Florida? I used to say always bet on Florida in this game, but that doesn't seem to be the case.
No, Georgia's just better than Florida right now.
Ole Miss at A&M. I don't even know.
I think Ole Miss is probably going to win this game pretty handily.
How bad does it get for Jimbo if he loses it?
I think he's going to lose this game. He's not through losing games this year. He's just not through losing games.
It may be. You come and lose to a bad Auburn team, that's when you get fired. Ask Les Miles.
Do you pay $80 million to fire him?
If he comes to Auburn again and loses, they may fire him. Arkansas is at Kansas. How about game 1 in the World Series? Phillies and the Astros.
Trying to care.
Who you got game 1?
I think the Astros win 4.
Yeah. Wow, sweet.
Yeah.
Wow. I go 5. Oh, don't go anywhere. We got one final segment of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Don't be caught in a dirty vehicle. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing will have your vehicle or boat looking like brand new in no time, and you'll be back driving in style. They specialize in detailing, paint correction, gel coat restoration, and ceramic coating. Take it to the professionals at Lake Martin Mobile Detailing. Call them today at 256-794-2328 or stop by and see them at 702 McCarty Road in Dadeville. Mention this ad and receive $10 off. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing for your cleanest vehicles around.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our Best Rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Need that boost to get you started in the morning or help get you through a long day at the office? Alex City Nutrition is your answer. Alex City Nutrition, located on 2nd Broad Street in downtown Alex City, offers meal replacement shakes, post-workout shakes, extreme rebuild products, and a vast array of loaded teas that offer focus, energy, and build up your immunity and overall health. Want to buy in bulk? We now offer your favorite flavors by the gallon. Come by Alex City Nutrition today or call 256-496-8284 to begin your journey to great health.
Hey guys, this is Nate Paz with Airport Motors.
I'm Connor Branch with Fairway Auto Brokers in Opelika, Alabama.
And this is your first ever Lake Martin Summer Car Blitz.
That's right, Lake Martin. Airport Motors and Fairway Auto Brokers is teaming up for the very first Lake Martin Summer Car Blitz. Make sure to check out either website for the very best selection of pre-owned luxury trucks, SUVs, and sedans in East Alabama. Get pre-approved in minutes online and make sure to use the keyword Summer Blitz in the comments section for $500 off internet price. That's keyword Summer Blitz.
Welcome back, everyone, to the final segment of the Auburn Blitz on this Wednesday afternoon. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. You can catch us each and every day, Monday through Friday, right here on WOTM or WAXC TV on your Spectrum cable dial, or you can always dial us up on the Sportz Blitz Facebook page. That's Sports with a Z. And comment away. We'd love to get to as many of those as we can throughout the show each and every day. It is October the 26th. Halloween just right around the corner. But on this day, 1881, maybe the most famous shootout in the Wild West, the gunfight at the OK Corral took place today, 1881. The Earps and Doc Holliday went to unarm some of the cowboys, the McClary and Clanton gang. Tom and Frank McClary and Billy Clanton were all three killed. A lot's been made of this. It's been stylized by Hollywood.
Yeah.
Whenever I think about the gunfight at the OK Corral, do you remember this? You're old enough. My brother got for Christmas one year. This thing, it was the gunfight at the OK Corral, and it was like this big long game, like those old football games that vibrated.
Yeah.
Like one of those things. It was like that, but it had two guns on one sheet, and they shot these little steel balls, and you set up people in there, and you
remember that.
I
remember the football thing. I had one of the football thing.
This was that we had so much fun with that thing. But I think about that now because you were it would fire those things pretty good, and you were shooting at people that in the little stick figures that you would stand up. And I'm thinking, I'm just wondering if somebody didn't get killed.
Yeah.
Shooting. But they would not make toys like that anymore.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, when I think of the gunfight at OK Corral, I think of Tombstone.
Yeah.
And I wonder, do you ever wonder? Do we really have history right? What is it anywhere close to what we have been told that it was?
Well, I think if you went back to the primary sourcing on it, reports at the time.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to ask me, is Hollywood? If you're using Hollywood to get your history,
it's not good.
It's wrong.
But there are some people that say, the Earps were the bad guys.
Right.
I wish I could actually see what led up to it actually and see what actually happened.
Yeah.
That would be kind of interesting.
It would.
Happy birthday today, Sid Gilman. He is a pro and college Hall of Famer.
One of the real kind of first superstar quarterbacks in the NFL.
Mahalia Jackson.
One of the iconic voices of all time.
Gospel singer. Born on this day, 1911. Jackie Coogan. You remember Jackie Coogan?
Trying to.
Uncle Fester.
Yeah.
Uncle Fester. Born on this day, 1914. Bob Hoskins.
I still say Who Framed Roger Rabbit is one of the most underrated films of all time.
Really?
That's a funny movie.
It is very funny, and it's very unique in the way, in melding the cartoon animation. Also, Critical Condition, a movie he was in with Denzel Washington. Very, very funny.
Yeah.
Highly recommend. Jacqueline Smith, one of the original Charlie's Angels.
Okay. Yeah.
1945. Pat Sajak.
Would you like to buy a vowel?
Vanna turned that letter.
Yeah.
Rita Wilson, wife of
Tom Hanks. Yeah.
Born on this day, 1956. Bob Golick.
Notre Dame All-American.
Yeah. There was two of the
Played
Golicks.
for the Philadelphia Eagles, right?
I believe he did.
Yeah.
And he was Golick, and who was the one that he had a long time radio show at ESPN?
Yeah, Mike Golick.
Mike and Mike,
Mike
right?
and Mike, yeah.
They broke up, and it was a bitter divorce.
Yes, apparently.
Dylan McDermott.
Medical drama guy?
I think so. Have you ever seen, though, Dermot Mulroney and Dylan McDermott in the same place?
No.
Same person?
Don't know.
Maybe. Carrie Oles. He was in Princess Bride.
Oh, okay.
Wesley. No?
Never seen it.
Never seen The Princess Bride? Man, JJ, that is like one of the best movies ever. It really, really is a hilarious movie. Great movie, Princess Bride. He was also, he's been in like a ton of other things. Yeah, how about the Hot Shots? Do you remember any of those? Charlie Sheen, the spoof of Top Gun?
Vaguely.
He was in one of those. He played the Iceman character.
Okay.
You'd know him if you saw him, trust me. Tony Casillas.
Early hero of mine, like in my high school years.
Yeah, that's right.
Great football player.
Lineman for Dallas, right?
I think that's right. I'm trying to remember. He played at USC, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Natalie Merchant.
10,000 Maniacs.
These are the days we're going to remember.
That's right.
Keith Urban, born on this day, 1966.
Keith Urban.
From Australia.
Yeah.
And married to Tom Cruise's wife.
Nicole Kidman.
Nicole Kidman. There you go. Seth MacFarlane.
Funny guy.
Are you a Family Guy guy?
It's pretty funny. I'm not like devoted to it. Oh, Family Guy's on, but
I don't know as I've ever seen an episode of Family Guy.
I've seen a few episodes. It's moderately entertaining.
I will say that I have watched. What's the one with Ted? The one with the bear, the teddy bear.
Oh, I don't know about that one.
Did you not watch that?
I guess so.
Him and Mark Wahlberg.
No.
He came to life. It is.
Oh, I do know the movie you're talking about, but no, I've never seen it.
Wholly inappropriate, and everything about it, but it is pretty funny. I'm gonna say. And John Hader. Do you remember John Hader? Are you a Napoleon Dynamite
I was going to say, is he
fan?
Napoleon? Yeah.
Napoleon Dynamite, John Hader.
Which, again, one of those movies. Napoleon Dynamite is one of those movies. The first time you watch it, you walk away not really knowing what to think of it. The second time you watch it, it's hilarious.
Uncle Rico. I mean,
if you watched it once and you don't get it, go back and watch it a second time.
That's true. That's right.
Laugh.
I think that's.
It's kind of like Oh Brother, Where Art Thou in that respect, right? You got to watch it twice to kind of catch
to get all the jokes.
Yeah.
That's probably a good call. John Hader, 1977. Again, Carrie, never seen The Princess Bride.
What's it about? I don't even know what it's about.
It's a fairy. It's a fairy tale.
One of those fantasy movies. I don't
it's Billy Crystal. I mean, there's all kind of. It's just there's so many funny little gags in it that it's Andre the Giant's in it. Brent, do me a favor, man. Brent, go and watch The Princess Bride. It is a really, really, really good.
Maybe on a Netflix night if there's nothing going on. Yeah.
We appreciate all of you out there being with us. He is JJ. I'm Andy. So long for now, everybody. We'll talk again soon.